How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Homie G, and I'm back. We're back with our lead class. So we're talking entrepreneurship. So I tried my hand at entrepreneurship. First of all, I tried to start my own content and marketing businesses. This was maybe 10 years ago, and I failed. So one of the things you have to learn about entrepreneurship, you're gonna fail. When you start a business, and most of you will start an SME. If you decide to become an entrepreneur after high school, you're gonna start a small medium enterprise, which means you're gonna service your local market. When we had our speaker here during our, career day, if you remember, the speaker we had started his own, what kind of company was it?
The God Detail?
God Detail. Okay, he started his own detailing company, right? That is an example of a small, medium enterprise. And you saw his presentation. He was able to grow his own business to what it is today with multiple employees, right? And he's doing quite well. And so when you start a business, most of you will start an SME, but let me tell you something. Here is what's the new thing. It is probably easier to buy an existing SME, because guess who's ultimately retiring right now? Which generation is finally retiring in droves? I mean, lots of them, lots of these people. And you want to know what generation that is? No clue, right? What generation are you guys? Generation Z? No, you're millennials? Gen Z?
Yeah.
You got? No, you're not. You're Gen Z, right? Okay. Guys, who are the generations above you? I'm Gen X. Which is above my generation? Thank you. What's the generation above me? Baby boomers. Okay, and guess what? Baby boomers have businesses. Lots of them. So this is called the wealth transfer effect, right? When boomers retire, if they don't have kids that want their business, that maybe they have a kid who doesn't want to do what dad's doing, the pizza joint. Maybe the baby boomer has 2 or 3 dry cleaners businesses, and they don't want to do it anymore. They're done. They're tired. They're in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and their son or daughter or whoever they have doesn't want to do it. They're going to put it up for sale. So I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of businesses coming into the market for sale, which after high school, you guys are in the perfect timing for this, because you only have 4 more years of school. You're in a perfect position to not have to create your first business, but to buy into an existing one. Question?
What if you wanted to start your own business or go to college?
You could still do that. That's another pathway. It's a little bit harder to start your own business and compete with the established ones that the baby boomers have already, but you can do it. Yes?
Can you run the business while you're at college? Is that even possible?
It's not very easy to run a business while you're in college. Usually it requires a lot of time. Starting a business requires 12 hours a day. Sometimes you're thinking about the business daily, 6 to 7 days a week, guys. There is no let up when you start a business. The initial work that it takes to make the business successful is a lot of work at the beginning, okay? Because the risk of failure is so high. There are so many businesses that don't make it. The first 3 years, there's stats on that. You can look up the stats. So you are going to be consumed in making your first business successful.
If the business already has good cash flow as you're building, like what would be the difference? If their business was already good and they try and sell it out, then wouldn't you also be making money?
Yeah, exactly. So if you're buying a business that's already established, they're going to give you you're going to get a pro forma. It's a document that shows their financials, and we've seen Marcus Lemonis, right? He looks at the financials of every business he wants to invest in. He doesn't want to have anything to do with running the business. He only buys in but less than 50%, so he's not the majority owner of the business. But what you would be doing is buying the entire business outright, and that kind of becomes your job, to run that business and to scale it, which is something that we talk about in this book, right? So you need to understand that, that as an entrepreneur, when you start a business, guys, you will most likely fail your first business. There are people who create a business and they have great.
Hi, my name is Bill.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
going to talk about
They
disciplined
have great
entrepreneurship.
success.
24 steps to
They have great success and do expand the business, grow the business, and are profitable from the very beginning. But some of them, most of them, do not make it past their first 5 years. What about IDEs, innovation-driven enterprises? Okay, this is the type of business where you're not solving problems for a small local economy. So here, what is a pizza joint? What's the problem they're solving? People's what? Hunger. People's hunger. What about a dry cleaning business? What problem is that owner solving?
They're cleaning their clothes, right?
Yeah, because so think about it. When you become an entrepreneur, you're looking for solving people's problems in two ways.
Is it?
In two ways, either by service, which is the service business here. Dry cleaner, nail salon, pizza joint. Which one's the service? You're providing a service.
Dry cleaner?
Dry cleaning and
The nail salon.
nail salon. Which one's the product base? Product is the other type. You're providing a product.
Pizza.
The pizza joint, right? The pizza joint is the product base. So there's two types of businesses you can start. Basically, you're either going to provide a service. Uber provides a service. They provide people's. It's convenient to get better than a taxi sometimes, right? Product. Think of a business that's a product. Nike base. Nike sells shoes, right? That's a product. Okay, but the way to wealth. This is okay. You will be okay. For example, let's look at one of our local Mexican food eateries. What is Alberto's? Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
What's Alberto's? What do they sell?
They sell products, they sell tacos.
Okay, so product based, and they do Mexican food, right? And how many is there in our area here in
I
Oceanside?
think there's 3.
At least 3 or 4, right? Have you seen? Okay, so Mr. Whoever, I don't know if that's his name, maybe that was the original owner, or maybe Mr. Alberto's bought the first Alberto's, or not Mr. Alberto, the guy bought the first Alberto's and decided to keep the name, right? Is that possible? Sometimes you want to keep the name.
Did you?
For branding reasons, meaning you don't want to change the name because then everybody's like, what's this, Carlos? That used to be the Alberto's, right? So maybe the original owner started it and his name was Alberto, or he decided to keep the original one named Alberto, and then he just did what? He opened up multiple ones, right? So now he's got 3 to 4. And this is how many fast food eateries expand. Usually they scale. That word is called scaling into something bigger. And then now you start to become a medium-sized business. So Alberto's, I'd say, if he's got more than 10 Alberto's, I'd say that's a medium business now. Small would be 1 to 3 restaurants. Okay, what was your question? No? Okay, now let's talk about this. You want to be Mark Zuckerberg wealthy, if you want to be uber wealthy, here you're solving problems for thousands of people, right? Thousands of people might frequent the Alberto's in a year. But if you have an idea, here it is, listen to this. If you have an idea that can solve a problem for 1 billion people, solving a problem for 1 billion people, you will be uber wealthy. Okay? Because that idea is going to make you uber wealthy. And that's what IDE is, innovation driven. You're solving a problem for 1 billion people, you are going to have what's known as a startup. Okay? Uber, for example, is solving the problem of transportation for not just people in the United States. There's Uber in Mexico. There's Uber in other countries. It's solving a problem for billions of people potentially all over the world. So if you can come up with an idea that does this, solves a problem for 1 billion people, you're gonna be uber wealthy. Any final questions? We'll talk more about entrepreneurship, but any other questions at this point? No? Okay, go ahead.